Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something that we often struggle to do, but desperately need to, walking away when we are not appreciated. There's a truth we all need to hear and accept it. Is not a sign of weakness to step away from situations, people, or environments that do not honor your worth. It is an act of profound strength and self-respect. We live in a world that tells us to endure, to sacrifice, and to stay, no matter how little we are valued in return. But what if the true measure of courage isn't staying in a place that doesn't nourish us? What if the real strength comes in knowing when to walk away? We've all been there giving our energy, our time, our love to people or situations that seem to take but never return. You feel drained, diminished, and uncertain of your place. The voices around you might tell you that leaving is a sign of failure. But the truth is, the only failure is staying somewhere where you aren't appreciated, where your gifts go unnoticed, and where your well-being is sacrificed for the comfort of others. When you walk away, you're not abandoning your responsibilities, you're claiming the space to grow, to heal, and to rediscover the fullness of who you are. You're telling the world, I deserve respect, I deserve kindness, I deserve to be valued, and I will not settle for less. There is power in knowing when to let go. It might not always be easy. The fear of what others might think or the uncertainty of what's next can hold us back. But remember this, when you walk away from what no longer serves you, you create room for what will. You clear the path for relationships that lift you up, for opportunities that align with your true self, and for a life that reflects your worth. You do not owe your energy to anyone who doesn't appreciate it. You do not owe your time to anyone who doesn't value it. Walking away doesn't mean you're giving up, it means you're choosing yourself. You're saying, I am worth more than being unnoticed. I am worth more than being unappreciated. So today, take a step back. Ask yourself, am I truly being seen, valued, and respected where I am? And if the answer is no, then it's time to walk away. Your future self will thank you for it. Your peace, your happiness, your growth, those are the things that matter most. Walk away when you're not appreciated, and walk towards the life and relationships that honor you. You are worthy of every bit of love, respect, and acknowledgement that comes your way. Never forget that. Knowing your worth is the foundation of a healthy and fulfilling life. It's easy to get caught up in external validation, looking for affirmation from others, seeking approval from peers, colleagues, or loved ones. However, when we rely too heavily on external factors to define our value, we risk losing sight of what truly matters, our intrinsic worth as human beings. Recognizing your worth is not about arrogance or entitlement. It's about understanding that you deserve respect, love, and kindness simply because you exist, not because of what you can give or do for others. When you know your worth, you stop tolerating mistreatment or neglect. You understand that your time, energy, and emotional labor are valuable. You stop accepting relationships, situations, or work environments where you're being taken for granted or where you constantly feel overlooked. The danger of staying in these situations is that they slowly erode your confidence and sense of self. It's easy to lose touch with who you truly are when you're in a place where you're not appreciated or valued. Over time, you may start to believe that you aren't worthy of anything better, which creates a toxic cycle that's hard to break. Knowing your worth means setting boundaries. It's about being clear on what is acceptable and what isn't in your life. Boundaries protect your energy, your mental health, and your sense of peace. They prevent people from overstepping or exploiting your generosity, and they help you maintain a sense of control over your life. Without boundaries, we become more susceptible to being drained by others, whether it's through their demands, expectations, or lack of respect for our time. When you recognize that your energy is precious, you become more intentional about where you invest it, choosing to direct it toward people, projects, and environments that nourish and support you. Knowing your worth also means having the courage to walk away when necessary. Often, we hesitate to leave situations or relationships where we are not valued because we fear the unknown or worry about what others will think. But staying in environments that deplete you or hold you back is a form of self-betrayal. If you know you are worthy of love, respect, and acknowledgement, you won't be afraid to walk away from those who cannot offer those things in return. You understand that leaving is not a loss, it's a reclamation of your dignity and your right to thrive. When you truly know your worth, you stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison can be a trap, making you feel inadequate or unworthy, especially when you constantly measure your success or happiness against the achievements of others. But your worth isn't defined by how much you accomplish or how others perceive you. It is innate and it remains unchanged regardless of external circumstances. Recognizing this allows you to focus inward, cultivating your unique qualities and strengths rather than seeking validation from outside sources. This self-awareness also enhances your relationships. When you know your worth, you attract people who appreciate and respect you. You no longer settle for toxic friendships or relationships where you are undervalued. Instead, you create space for healthy connections that foster mutual respect, understanding, and growth. It sets a standard for how you expect to be treated, and others will rise to meet that standard or fall away, which ultimately benefits you in the long run. In every area of life, knowing your worth serves as a powerful compass. It guides your decisions, helps you protect your peace, and ensures that you only engage in environments that contribute positively to your well-being. Self-respect is the cornerstone of a fulfilling and balanced life. It is the recognition that you deserve to be treated with kindness, dignity, and fairness, regardless of external factors or opinions. When you truly value yourself, you set standards for how others should treat you. Self-respect isn't just about standing up for yourself in moments of conflict. It's about cultivating a deep, unwavering belief in your own worth and maintaining that belief even when others may not affirm it. The first step towards self-respect is understanding that you are not obligated to tolerate mistreatment or negativity from anyone. There is no need to endure toxic relationships, harmful behaviors, or situations that drain you. Too often, we stay in environments where we are treated poorly because we fear confrontation, worry about upsetting others, or believe that we have to make sacrifices for the sake of others' comfort. But self-respect requires recognizing that your emotional, mental, and physical well-being is not something to compromise for the benefit of others who do not prioritize you in return. Self-respect is also about valuing your time and energy. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, yet many of us spend it on people or pursuits that do not align with our values or contribute to our happiness. When you respect yourself, you become more discerning about where you invest your time and energy. You stop overcommitting or spreading yourself too thin in a futile attempt to please others or fulfill their expectations. Instead, you start focusing on activities, relationships, and projects that bring you joy, fulfillment, and growth. This shift allows you to preserve your energy for things that truly matter to you and to let go of the things that weigh you down. Setting boundaries is another essential component of self-respect. Boundaries are not about being rigid or unyielding. They are about protecting yourself from being overwhelmed, disrespected, or taken advantage of. When you set boundaries, you are not only saying no to things that harm you, but also saying yes to the things that nourish and uplift you. Establishing clear boundaries in relationships, work, and personal life helps you maintain a sense of control and empowers you to choose what you allow into your space. Without boundaries, it becomes easy to fall into patterns of people-pleasing or self-neglect, both of which erode self-respect over time. Another key aspect of self-respect is recognizing that you are not defined by others' opinions of you. It can be challenging to maintain a sense of self-worth in a world where external validation is often sought for every action, achievement, and decision. However, when you respect yourself, you acknowledge that your value is not contingent on the approval or disapproval of others. You do not need to seek constant reassurance from people around you because your confidence comes from within. Self-respect allows you to stand firm in your decisions, beliefs, and choices without feeling the need to apologize or seek permission from others. Self-respect also means accepting your imperfections and learning to embrace the parts of yourself that may not always be perfect or polished. It's about recognizing that making mistakes, experiencing setbacks, and having flaws is a natural part of being human. Self-respect doesn't require you to be flawless. Rather, it encourages you to treat yourself with kindness and patience, even when things go wrong. This acceptance helps to build resilience and allows you to bounce back from difficulties with a greater sense of self-worth. When you cultivate self-respect, it transforms your life in profound ways. It changes the way you interact with others, the way you approach challenges, and the way you view yourself. It creates a sense of balance and inner peace, ensuring that you honor your own needs while still being able to show up for others in healthy, supportive ways. Self-respect is not about being perfect, but about recognizing that you are always worthy of the best that life has to offer, no matter what. Walking away from situations where you are not appreciated can be one of the most empowering decisions you make. It's not always an easy choice. especially when the people or circumstances involved have been a significant part of your life for some time. However, the power of walking away lies in the act of prioritizing yourself, your well-being, and your growth over staying in places where you are not valued. Often we are conditioned to believe that persistence, endurance, and loyalty are virtues that require us to remain in relationships or situations that drain us, but true strength is in recognizing when it's time to leave. The challenge in walking away lies in the attachment we form to certain people or environments. Whether it's a job that doesn't value you, a friendship that has become one-sided, or a relationship that feels more like an obligation than a source of joy, the fear of the unknown often makes us hesitate to leave. We are creatures of habit, and walking away from something familiar, even if it's harmful, can feel unsettling. Yet, in doing so, you open the door to something new, something better. Leaving behind what doesn't serve you makes room for new opportunities, new relationships, and new beginnings that are more aligned with your true self. Walking away is not about giving up or failing, it's about exercising your right to take control of your life. Sometimes staying in an unappreciative environment is a form of self-sabotage, where you continuously give more of yourself to situations that never reciprocate. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment, burnout, and even self-doubt. Walking away, on the other hand, is an act of self-respect. It's a refusal to accept less than what you deserve, a declaration that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable, and they should be invested in places that uplift and nourish you. One of the most important aspects of walking away is understanding that doing so is not a rejection of others, but rather an affirmation of yourself. Often we fear how others will perceive us when we choose to step away, especially when those around us expect us to remain in toxic situations or relationships for the sake of harmony or comfort. However, your decision to walk away does not diminish your character or worth. It demonstrates your commitment to your own health and happiness. When you choose to walk away, you are choosing to show up for yourself in the way that you need. The fear of being alone or of missing out on something can also prevent us from walking away. Many of us worry about being seen as weak, ungrateful, or abandoning others. But the truth is that by staying in situations where we are not appreciated, we are only reinforcing the idea that we don't deserve better. When we walk away, we send a message to both ourselves and others that we are worthy of being valued and that we will not tolerate anything less. This mindset shift can have a profound effect on how we view our self-worth and how others begin to perceive and treat us. Walking away also requires self-awareness and emotional intelligence. It's about recognizing the signs when a relationship, job, or situation is no longer serving your growth. It may not always be obvious, but there are often subtle cues, feelings of discomfort, resentment, or being unappreciated that tell us it's time to move on. Paying attention to these cues and trusting your instincts is key to making the decision to walk away with confidence. Choosing to walk away does not mean giving up on people or situations. It simply means recognizing that your journey is taking you in a different direction. It allows you to redirect your energy toward things that nurture you, that help you grow, and that align with your values and dreams. When you walk away, you create space for something better to enter your life, something that is in harmony with who you are and what you deserve. Endurance is often hailed as a virtue in our society. We are taught to be persistent, to stick it out, and to keep going even when the going gets tough. While resilience and determination are important qualities, there are moments in life when endurance isn't the best choice. In fact, sometimes the most courageous and powerful decision you can make is to recognize when it's time to stop enduring something that no longer serves you. Staying in situations that continuously drain you, devalue you, or make you unhappy is not a demonstration of strength. It's a sign of self-neglect. The truth is, endurance can become a form of self-sacrifice when you are pushing yourself to stay in relationships, jobs, or environments that do not appreciate you. We often convince ourselves that we should endure hardships because they will eventually lead to growth or success. But there is a difference between enduring something challenging in the pursuit of growth and enduring something that consistently undermines your well-being. When you stay in the latter, you are not growing, you are simply surviving. You are putting your needs, your desires, and your happiness on hold for the sake of comfort or familiarity. It can be difficult to break free from this mindset. We are conditioned to believe that leaving or quitting is a form of failure. We fear that if we walk away, we are somehow giving up or not being strong enough to face adversity. However, walking away does not signify weakness or failure, it signifies wisdom. It's the recognition that your time, energy, and emotional resources are valuable and should not be spent on things that diminish you. Endurance is not about holding on to something that hurts you, it's about knowing when to let go and move forward. Sometimes the greatest strength comes from knowing when to release yourself from a situation or relationship. By staying in environments that drain you, you are also staying in a cycle of dissatisfaction and frustration. When you walk away, you give yourself permission to move towards something that aligns better with your values, goals, and needs. This shift doesn't mean that you are abandoning your responsibilities or that you are running away from challenges. It means that you are choosing to preserve your peace and prioritize your own health and happiness. Walking away requires emotional maturity and the ability to see beyond the short-term discomfort of change, knowing that it will lead to long-term growth and fulfillment. The notion of enduring for the sake of others is also something that can keep us stuck in unhealthy situations. We often believe that by enduring, we are being selfless, that we are helping others by sacrificing our own happiness. But self-sacrifice does not always lead to positive outcomes for either party. In fact, it can create an imbalance where we give more than we receive, and in the process, we deplete ourselves. True selflessness does not involve martyrdom. It involves maintaining a healthy balance where you give of yourself in ways that are sustainable and reciprocated. By walking away from situations that drain you, you free yourself to offer your best self to people and endeavors that truly appreciate you. Endurance in toxic situations is a form of emotional and mental exhaustion. Over time, it can lead to burnout, resentment, and a sense of hopelessness. The longer you endure without change, the harder it becomes to see a way out. Recognizing that endurance is not always the answer frees you from the cycle of emotional depletion. It empowers you to step into a new phase of your life where you choose not to suffer unnecessarily for the sake of others' expectations or your own misguided sense of duty. When you learn to release what no longer serves you, you make space for growth, healing, and new opportunities that honor your worth. Walking away when endurance no longer serves you is a powerful act of self-love. It is a declaration that you are worthy of respect, kindness, and happiness, and that you will not settle for less. The decision to stop enduring a situation that is detrimental to your well-being reflects a deep understanding that you are in charge of your own happiness, and that you deserve to live a life where you are appreciated, valued, and at peace. When you walk away from situations where you are not appreciated, you are not abandoning anything of value. You are making room for better things to enter your life. The process of letting go can be daunting, as it often involves stepping into the unknown. Yet, the act of walking away holds a transformative power that cannot be overstated. By leaving behind what no longer serves you, you clear the way for new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that will align more closely with your values, desires, and aspirations. This process is not about loss, it's about growth and evolution. One of the most powerful aspects of walking away is the space it creates. Space for clarity, for healing, and for better things to manifest. Often, when we stay in situations that drain us, we are so consumed with trying to make things work or holding on to what is familiar that we forget to consider what might be waiting for us just outside that comfort zone. By walking away, you stop settling for less than what you deserve, and you begin to make room for the right opportunities to come into your life. This could mean a new job that values your skills, a relationship that brings you joy and mutual respect, or a personal transformation that aligns with your goals. The simple act of leaving behind what no longer serves you opens up a world of possibilities that you could not have accessed if you remain stuck. Furthermore, when you walk away from what doesn't appreciate you, you are sending a powerful message to the universe and to yourself that you are worthy of respect, love, and fulfillment. Too often, we hold on to situations or people because we fear that we won't find anything better. We fear the unknown or worry that we won't be able to recreate the connection, stability, or success that we had. But by choosing to walk away, you are making a commitment to trust that something better is on the horizon. You are choosing to believe that your future holds greater things and that you deserve to be in environments where your value is recognized and honored. The act of walking away also creates space for self-reflection and growth. It gives you the opportunity to evaluate what you truly want and need in your life. Sometimes staying in situations where you are not appreciated can cloud your vision and cause you to lose sight of your goals and desires. When you finally step away from these situations, you gain the clarity and perspective needed to understand what is truly important to you. It allows you to reassess your priorities, to realign with your passions, and to set intentions that are more in tune with your authentic self. This space also allows for healing. When you are constantly giving your energy to people, jobs, or circumstances that do not nourish you, it is easy to become depleted physically, emotionally, and mentally. Walking away creates the opportunity to heal from any wounds or trauma caused by these environments. It gives you the time and freedom to reconnect with yourself, to restore your energy, and to rebuild your confidence. This healing process is essential for your well-being and is often the catalyst for finding new, healthier relationships and opportunities. By walking away, you are also teaching others how to treat you. People will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. And when you remain in situations that drain you or undervalue you, you are sending the message that it is acceptable to disregard your worth. However, when you walk away, you are setting a boundary and showing that you will not tolerate being treated in ways that are less than respectful. This shift not only improves your own life, but also influences how others perceive and treat you going forward. It establishes a standard for what you are willing to accept and encourages people to approach you with the respect and admiration you deserve. Ultimately, walking away is an act of self-empowerment. It requires courage to step into the unknown, but it is in that space of uncertainty that new fulfilling experiences can arise. Leaving behind what doesn't serve you makes room for the opportunities, relationships, and personal growth that will truly enhance your life. It's a powerful step toward creating a life that reflects your worth and honors the fullness of who you are. You deserve appreciation simply because you exist. Too often we find ourselves in situations, whether in personal relationships, at work, or even within our social circles, where we are not valued, recognized, or acknowledged. Yet, one of the most powerful realizations you can have is that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Your value is inherent and unchanging regardless of how others treat you. Understanding that you are deserving of respect, acknowledgement, and care is essential to creating a life that reflects your true worth. Too many people settle for less than they deserve because they believe that seeking appreciation is somehow selfish or unnecessary. We've been conditioned to believe that we should be humble, that we shouldn't expect too much, or that we must prove our value through hard work or self-sacrifice. But in doing so, we diminish ourselves and our potential. We spend energy chasing validation, thinking that the more we give, the more we will eventually receive. However, this often leads to burnout and resentment when our efforts go unnoticed, unappreciated, or taken for granted. You deserve appreciation, not because you've done something extraordinary, but simply because you are a human being with dignity, feelings, and the right to be respected. Recognizing this fact changes the way you interact with the world. When you truly understand your worth, you stop chasing after recognition and start demanding that your time, energy, and contributions be valued. It's no longer about what you can do for others or how much you can give. Instead, it's about honoring your own needs and understanding that you are worthy of care and acknowledgement simply because you exist. It's easy to get caught in the trap of trying to prove your worth, especially when others seem indifferent or dismissive of your efforts. We all have a natural desire for connection and approval, but when we find ourselves in situations where our worth is not recognized, it's important to step back and evaluate whether these situations are worth our energy. In many cases, people who cannot appreciate us are simply not the right fit for our lives. This could be colleagues who take credit for your hard work, friends who only reach out when they need something, or even partners who fail to give back in ways that are meaningful to you. Staying in these situations out of fear of losing relationships or opportunities does not serve you. It only reinforces the idea that you don't deserve better. When you begin to value yourself and recognize that you deserve appreciation, you stop settling for less. You create boundaries that protect your time and energy from being drained by people who don't show up for you in the same way. You stop giving to those who take and take without reciprocating. And you start investing your energy in people, relationships, and experiences that reflect your worth. This shift isn't about becoming arrogant or entitled. It's about taking ownership of your own needs and knowing that you deserve to be treated with respect, kindness, and care. Furthermore, understanding that you deserve appreciation allows you to cultivate a sense of self-worth that is independent of external validation. When you stop seeking constant affirmation from others, you begin to find your value within yourself. You recognize that your worth is not tied to how others perceive you or how much you can give. This internal recognition frees you from the cycle of seeking approval or approval-seeking behavior, allowing you to stand firm in your authenticity. The process of realizing that you deserve appreciation also helps you to set higher standards in your life. You begin to make choices that align with your values and well-being instead of constantly compromising for the sake of others. This might mean walking away from relationships or situations where you are undervalued, or it might mean having more difficult conversations about your needs and expectations. In either case, you are actively choosing to prioritize your own worth and to align your life with people, circumstances, and experiences that recognize, honor, and appreciate you for who you truly are. Ultimately, the realization that you deserve appreciation is one of the most liberating understandings you can have. It removes the burden of constantly proving yourself and allows you to create a life where you are valued, seen, and treated with the respect and kindness you're entitled to receive. When you embrace this truth, you free yourself from toxic situations and open the door to a life filled with love, gratitude, and mutual respect. In conclusion, walking away from situations where you are not appreciated is a powerful act of self-respect and empowerment. It is a reminder that you are worthy of being valued, recognized, and treated with dignity simply because you exist. By understanding your own worth and choosing not to tolerate disrespect or neglect, you create space for growth, healing, and better opportunities to enter your life. This process involves setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and recognizing that endurance is not always a virtue when it means sacrificing your well-being. Walking away is not about failure or giving up. It is about choosing to honor yourself and your needs and refusing to accept anything less than what you truly deserve. When you embrace this truth, you open the door to a future filled with respect, mutual appreciation, and a deeper connection with your authentic self.